Only one team can be crowned the EA Sports Cup champions and pick up $50,000 for the final time tonight. You guys at home, get involved in the conversation and let us know who you think is going to win. Score prediction, team name, just get involved and let us know who you think is going the full way. FIFAe Club World Cup qualification is in the bag. Now it's time to pick up a trophy, which for both of these two teams will be their best ever 2v2 accomplishment, even getting this far to the grand final. Already is that in the history books. FNATIC kicking from left to right in this one. TG.NIP in that white strip from right to left. Keep an eye on those individual player cursors, because they'll both be playing such a different role in this 2v2 matchup.
And if Tekkz was to be successful here, he also puts a real serious claim to be the best 2v2 player that we've seen. A Club World Cup trophy with Nicholas, a top 4 with Tom Lees when he was playing at FNATIC in Milan. That was Club World Cup 2020, and now a victory here, a top 6 at the Tekkz Cup as well. I think he's well within his right to say I'm one of the best, if not the best, twos player. On the other side of it, just a huge moment for Ollelito and Levi de Weerd. And back on the FNATIC side, Diogo. This would be a massive achievement for him if he was to go all the way here with Tekkz.
I think I was looking through the history books of FIFA tournaments earlier today, Richard. There's only been one 2v2 tournament where Tekkz is placed outside the top 8, and I think that was last year at the E-Nations Cup with England. Other than that, every single time he's been in the 2v2 tournament, he's top 8 or higher. This man sets his own standards, and look, his teammate in Diogo has been everything that he's needed in a teammate. What a run they've been on. Here is Diogo now. He'll have that yellow orange circle above his in-game head. The captain of the team, Tekkz, with that red triangle.
It's also down to the teammate as well to come up to the standard. Where there's a lot of pressure playing with Tekkz, because you know what you're going to get online. You know, if it doesn't go well, it's probably going to be your fault rather than his, because of how good and how well he's how much he's achieved. Such a captivating game. It really, really is. If you want to find out about the in-game icons and follow an individual player, red Tekkz, yellow Diogo, dark blue Ollelito, light blue Levi de Weerd.
And how important is it, Richard, that TG.NIP take the game to FNATIC? I was saying about it in the build-up. Look at the last 2 games that FNATIC have played, quarter-final and semi-final. They score first and they control the tempo and also the goal scored in the game. I think we might be jumping into a small technical pause there in our grand final. It's 0-0. This is your grand final for the EA Sports Cup. If you have just joined, there was 20 teams. Now only 2 remain. It's these 2 here. And we are back underway with just over 15 minutes played. Nice as well of TG.NIP to try and give the ball back to FNATIC. They'll do it again. Better touch, please, Captavia. There you go. Back underway. Good sportsmanship regardless. I think one thing that we could have looked at today is a bit of an indicator, Rich. The 4 teams that were here in the semi-finals were all duos that did play competitive FIFA last year. Long-standing
duos as well, you would say. I mean, Complexity have been together at least 3 years. FNATIC, a couple of years. Team Hunt Ninjas in Pyjamas, formed going on 2 years now, and Footwiz as well.
This is nice. It's TG.NIP. There was Jarzini there trying to open up his body for that right foot finesse, which has been ever so popular for this team. It was Levi de Weerd that scored that incredible finesse shot with Zinedine Zidane on Monday. Look at what 2v2 has brought to FIFA esports, though, Richard. Some of the teams that have popped out, including these 2, Team Heretic, Dial Wolves, SAF. A new range of esports teams.
That was nice. Little variation of the heel to heel, the ball roll heel to heel. Looking to create a little bit of space there, FNATIC on the edge of the box.
Keep an eye on that run from R9, top of your screen. Ollelito making that run with Jarzinho. He's in now. Mbappe there being controlled, just on the edge maybe. Tries his best, but how many times Tekkz just love losing Virgil van Dijk, and just the timing of his tackles, Rich, in quarter-final, semi-final, and just then in the final has been perfect.
Just courageous defending as well. You're in front of your man, inside the box. There's a trepidation to back out of the tackle, to let him come towards you and try and sort of win an interception or win a block. he's more than happy to close him down, to take the ball off of him. And also, I've not really casted a lot of FNATIC throughout this tournament. I think it's the first game I've done in the knockouts. Maldini, and at centre-back, no Patrick Vieira.
It comes down to personal preference at the end of the day. But they're the only team that I'm pretty sure has used the Italian defender. Is a chance. Mbappe, this is Tekkz! Perfect start for FNATIC. And who else would it be than the captain of the team?
It came down this right-hand side. It was Cafu linking in the play. Just a run off the back of the defender. Kylian Mbappe, very similar to what he does in real life, really. Drifting in behind of the centre-back, off of his shoulder, blind side, you could say. And as soon as he gets into that nice area, just on the edge of the box, Tekkz, you back him. You back him to score. Slams it across the keeper, into the bottom left corner. FNATIC 1-0 up.
I believe the FNATIC officers are only a couple of miles away here in London. It wouldn't surprise me if the game starts to unfold in that fashion. They'll start heading down to celebrate. Early days, though. There's a long time to play. Still 2 legs of FIFA, keep in mind. But what do we say, Richard? It had to be TG.NIP that ideally scored first to try and take the game to. Here's a great chance. Goes down to ground. We question why Maldini was in the team, and it's for moments like that where he might not have knew much about it, but had to be brave and just did enough.
What a tackle. Sliding tackle as well. Very rare that you see that. I love the driven pass into the feet of the attacking player there from Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas.
Another poor pass.
Seen it a lot, though. Switches of play, just not got enough on them.
Great feet, Ollelito there with Jarzinho. One thing they've done, though, FNATIC has been so regiment at the back. Decision making has overall been great. Half time. FNATIC lead by a goal to nil. Tekkz scoring with Mbappe. So the slow start we had to the game. Slowly. It's coming to life. Half time here. Still 3 halves of FIFA to play. But it is the UK organisation that do lead at the break. Here's the stats at half time, Richard, so far.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not too much to dive into here. We've only had 45 minutes of action. Possession slightly in favour. The big difference, 10% swing in the passing accuracy for FNATIC. They've held the ball a lot better. Over 50 passes of the ball, and they've barely given the ball away. On the other side of it, a little bit low. And I'm sure they'll be looking at that, saying be a bit more crisper and try and hold possession and keep it ticking over when we can do. I'm sure Renzo echoing the message right now.
It's been no surprise that so many of these players have come through Team Hullet NIP in the last couple of years. Some of the coaches there, Renzo's a great example of it, former FIFA pro. She played on the same team in past years as Levi de Weerd, then decided to go all in on coaching. It's been a massive part of the behind the scenes preparation for this team and the success they've had. As I said earlier, it's the best run they've had in a 2v2 tournament. One step further, and that top 4 finish they had in Denmark last year in the FIFAe Club World Cup, where they fell to the hands of SAF.
Nothing on, having to go backwards, having to recycle here.
Hernandez and Lucio able to link up. Here's a great chance. Mbappe, Ollelito, the swing, oh, penalty! Virgil van Dijk, we've said how good he's been in the back.
Red card,
wow. It's a red card. 52 minutes on the clock, and it's a massive game-changing moment. However, can Levi hold his nerve from the spot?
Just come out the back for a penalty shootout.
With Pele over it. Of course he scores!
Wow. The game has changed, ladies and gentlemen. 40 minutes left to play. 10 men of FNATIC has to be changed. Changes have to come in.
But I think it might be Diogo that dived into the tackle there with the red card. What? Someone's going to have to be sacrificed in the final third. We'll try and give you the update when we can see it as soon as we can. But a golden chance. It was a great little piece of trickery, by the way, from Ollelito to then draw that foul out. He hit the bar of Mbappe. We thought that was it. That was That was a chance, said and done, and then referee points to the spot straight.
Let's have a look at it. So this was the penalty given. Beautiful feet. I mean, look.
I don't know what.
It's a harsh red card.
It doesn't like.
Are we talking?
A button's been inputted there.
We're talking double jeopardy. It's a harsh red card. If I was in that position,
margins are in your favour.
If I'm in that position, I'm having words. But I'm not in that position. I'm in the commentary booth, and I will tell you one thing, and that is the favourites in this leg, certainly. Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas.
You're thinking it's a slide tackle. It's not. It's not even that. It's just a toe. Virgil van Dijk off. Now it's going to have to be a team that's restructured ever so much. Lucio is on alongside Maldini.
The chat is not happy. The chat is not happy one bit.
I can understand. They're calling for the ref to go to VAR. Unfortunately, we can't do that. What FNATIC can't do is dwell on that. They have to move forward. That certainly changed things up, though, hasn't it?
I mean, the question now, can Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas make an advantage out of it? Can they get under the skin, maybe, of FNATIC? I mean, I'm sure they're much more level-headed than we are if we're playing this game right now, Brandon. Accusations are being made towards whoever's given the penalty away. I'm thinking, how is that a red card? They've just got to keep calm.
See, if FNATIC can even get out of this game as a draw, they'll be happy with it.
It's a good result.
We'll have to see. This last 30 minutes will be played. On the flip side, there's just going to be that bit of pressure from TG.NIP to say, look, we have to make the most of it. Yes, the gap's up top now. They've replaced the gap at the back. There's not going to be much of attacking threat. Can we add another body forward? Here's Teo Hernandez, cuts it back inside. This is nice. Mbappe! Ollelito says yes, please!
And they are making it count. The extra man passing the ball around, instinctive, crisp, build-up play, and then a rifle of a right foot from Mbappe in the near post.
He sent a warning shot earlier, did Mbappe with Ollelito. 20 minutes later, he's able to find the back of the net, and no surprise, into the pause we go as more changes will be made. Controversial or not, FNATIC can't do much about it. They've just got to try and pull themselves out of this rut.
Do you consolidate? If you're FNATIC, look, 2-1, like, we're not going to concede anymore.
You have to if you're... Defensively, how good they've been as well, Richard. That's the most goals they've conceded. I mean, they've matched it in the knockouts in one leg. Yes, they've only got 10 players on the pitch, but, I mean, we just said it. A draw would have been a great result to come out of that. Now, I think you're right. Let's just try and see this clock down a little bit and keep this to a low-scoring game. If you have just tuned in, this is the EA Sports Cup final. Leg 1 is currently underway. About 20 minutes left. FNATIC did take the lead. A red card happened, a penalty, and all of that as well. And now the game has been flipped, and TG.NIP up by 2-1 as we jump back in the game now.
It was a great finish. Really, really good finish. Mbappe at the near post. Ollelito just making sure he doesn't go over the bar, doesn't hit the bar. I know they've had a little bit of unlucky finishing today, have Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas, but that one certain to hit the top corner.
Minutes left of leg 1 here. FNATIC can pull a goal back with 10 players on the field. That'll be an incredible achievement. Minutes or so, Lucio onto the pitch. It wasn't the best sort of defending, but well played and recovered by Diogo there.
I love the driven pass from FNATIC, from Team Hullet Ninja pyjamas, sorry, right there. Just sort of building 3 or 4 passes and then that punch into the striker, just trying to really drill it into his feet, then you can play off him. Unfortunate that Lucio just stepped in front and managed to win the ball back.
Just that one of Mbappe on his left-hand side there. Was teased there by Tekkz. Hullet will find Diogo, who's in control of Mbappe this time round. Punched into the feet this time of R9. Tekkz needing to show a bit of magic, of course he will. Try his best to do that. TG.NIP on the hump for another one.
I would be very, very surprised if they didn't go into the second leg with a winning advantage, maybe even by another goal, maybe a 2-goal cushion for Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas. Every time they get the ball, they look somewhat dangerous, especially when they try and build up into the final third and try and create those clear-cut chances.
Well played there by Tekkz. Yeah, that's all right.
You need to be even more disciplined though for FNATIC.
Oh, Levi, stop it, Pele!
So it's about being disciplined, not pulling players out of position. Sometimes there's nothing he can do. Levi de Weerd. Incredible couple of step overs from Pele, left the defender in his wake. Fist bumps all round, drilled it past the goalkeeper. And I said they're going with an advantage, we just didn't know the margin of it.
2 goals, Rich, but there's a team that can turn the game on its head. Remember, against one of the toughest opponents in this tournament, they were able to get past them of 8-1. They scored 7 goals without them even scoring. They've had many questions asked them throughout this process in the group stages. When they lost games, they came second in the groups. When teams were at them on social media, they came back into knockout play, and there's just a lot of those doubters. They're going to have to go. Prove a few more people wrong in this second leg. But now more than ever, Rich, they're thinking, get us out this game at 3-1. No more. Credit where it's due to TG.NIP for making the most of that advantage. There's a couple of minutes plus additional time left. Maybe time for one more attack. You might just have enough time. Clock to tick over into the additional time period that they want. Here we go then, Virgil van Dijk looking to drive it forward. 20 in-game seconds left, possession back again to TG.NIP. Will there be enough time to make the attack happen? Alphonso Davies now down the byline, cuts it back. Cruyff
Corner.
wins a corner. I know corners have had a slight change in the last 24 hours. I don't think I'll see this come directly in. No, we won't. Played short. Great feet again. Ollelito towards the back post, and that will do us for the first leg of this grand final. From a 1-0 lead to a controversial red card. Is there a comeback for FNATIC in this one? Or are we going to see a TG.NIP win as we turn another page off the book here of this EA Sports Cup that's given us so many storylines? From group play to knockouts. To Championship Wednesday, as we'll call it. What position they put themselves in, though, Richard. A 2-goal cushion, which by any means is not done yet, but regardless, it certainly is an indicator.
It's a big advantage. It allows you to play the game a little bit more passively as well. You're able to sort of try and play on the counter if it brings the opportunity for you. You're not trying to rush chances. You're not trying to sort of force the ball forward. And I'm sure FNATIC won't either. They know they've got enough quality to be able to pick through this Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas defence and get themselves right back in the game. It's not over yet. It's not.
Also, just on the build-up as well, TG.NIP, one of the best defensive records in the tournament as well. They were joint best defenders, I think, coming out the group stage alongside TG.NIP since that. Times have changed ever so slightly. Have to see FNATIC score the first goal here. Back with 11 players on the pitch, which will give us more of a fair indication of that XG stat that was probably scuffed a little bit is Pele. Really well played, Ollelito, just on his toes.
Didn't give him much help though, did he? He fizzed the ball into his chest and said, deal with that, please, Pele. It's already starting to see the way that this game, I think, is going to take shape. The counter-attacks from Team Hollit Ninjas in Pyjamas and the build-up from FNATIC, even though right now it's not frantic and it's not trying to sort of force the ball into areas. They're still playing it just exactly as they normally would. We've set the table. We know what's being served in front of us. It's a set menu. It's a Team Hollit Ninjas in Pyjamas defence and a FNATIC attack.
Bapper there back just to stop. Couldn't deal with the pressure there, just giving it away again. Perfect example of how to not to take a throw in there.
Foul throw.
Keep in mind, these two did face quite a long time ago. Yes, it was FIFA 22. They played in the Team of the Season Cup in a knockout stage. It was FNATIC that did win the game. R9 will have a shot from distance. Maybe not on target, but just a warning shot to say we're still looking for an extra goal if we can. They have scored from that sort of distance. We saw that in the quarterfinals. Pass there from Capdevia. Wins it back nicely. You mentioned that, Richard. An area which they struggled at times was that passing accuracy was a little bit low. They did improve it, but it's a side like FNATIC that normally doesn't put a foot wrong until that last leg. Has to be perfect now. Prime example of it.
And this style, what we're seeing right now, sort of a relatively slow 25 minutes, suits the Team Hollit Ninjas in Pyjamas perfectly. They're in no rush, no need, no desire to try and force the issue. The game is playing out exactly as they want, and I'm sure Renzo is probably thinking if we get into half-time, they might have to be forced to make changes, then we can try and kill the game off.
Another win there from Ter Hernandez. Much as they might lose possession, it's come straight back at them. They've still managed to defend it as they approach a third of the game. Done. Mbappe timed this run well. Here's Levi in control with Mbappe. Is there a cutback? Well played, Capdevia.
Good
corner.
Defended.
What can we see from here? Pele towards that back post. That could have went anywhere. It was Virgil van Dijk.
He's offside.
On Virgil van Dijk. Fortunate enough, he was offside. This attack is not fully dealt with. A slight camera angle change here. Here's R9.
Again, that's through FNATIC playing out of the back. A really, really quick press from Team Hollit Ninjas in Pyjamas. They won the ball high up the pitch. I think it was Ollelito sort of stealing it back, and another chance created.
FNATIC on the hunt for a confidence boost in the form of a goal. Pretty much every single player back. Pele, Diogo, great pass into his teammate. Pull it with Tekkz, will remain composed. He'll try and cancel a skill move or two.
That would have been nice. The driven pass from Diogo into Tekkz's feet. Hollit, maybe not the man you want there. The 5-star skill move's unavailable, but he went for a lovely Berber spin cancel just to shake off his defender. Couldn't quite execute it. And Team Hollit Ninjas in Pyjamas will come down the other end.
Trying to predict every single move and pass. You're right though, Richard. If Frente can get into half-time for his team, it's been 2-0 up, they'll be over the moon with that one. Wins a corner, more minutes out the game, more time out the game. See a direct corner, no doubt we played short again. Interesting pass, could have been a stitch up. In the end it was a lot to ask for from Ronaldo.
Counter. Capdevia's busted a gut down that left-hand side. He went all the way from left back. He's got a long way back.
Keep an eye on these little runs that you can see FNATIC trying to tease. Whether it's Hullet, whether it's R9. Just trying to think one step ahead of TG.NIP. Where's that gap? Where's that space that's going to appear? The step overs that maybe weren't needed there from Yaya Toure now finds his team on the back foot. Only time of 1 minute. So many possession changeovers in this first 45.
It was really, really well played from Ollelito. He was the player with Ronaldo out wide. He was dribbling. He was trying to just create something. But the difference between me and you, Brandon, and the pros right there, we'd have forced it. We'd have tried sticking it over the top or doing something really, really ambiguous. He just kept on going, kept on walking, kept on waiting for his teammate in Levi to open up an option for him. And might not be the most end-to-end first half in this second leg, but I tell you, two people who do not care one bit. And that is Ollelito and Levi de Weerd.
5 minutes away, Richard. 45 minutes from becoming EA Sports Cup champions. $50,000 and that trophy. Here's the stats at half-time. And look, it was not a half of many chances, to be honest. The passing actually slightly down on the side of TG.NIP, but there were so many possession changeovers, Richard, in that game.
You said there were so many sort of losses of possession. A lot more passes of the ball there for FNATIC. They did have a lot more possession as well, but still yet to really register something clear-cut as we approach 45 minutes left in our grand final.
Are we seeing the big change from FNATIC?
Where's Tanter getting a bigger introduction in the coaching? Is that the change?
Camera down and...
Wes, come on in.
In you come.
What do you think?
He's got a resume, hasn't he?
He's got a great resume.
Tom Lees.
Yep.
Changes are being made for FNATIC. When we see him, we'll report them for you. 45 minutes left in this grand final for FNATIC to find 2 goals to turn this game on its head. There has been many twists and turns and surprises in London over the duration of this EA Sports Cup. Surprises if we saw a few more now. This TG.NIP team has been working so hard for so long behind the scenes. They were maybe not in luck at times. Penalty shootout falling their way this time round. Mbappe. Interesting choice to pass. It still keeps possession though. Jarzinho. Oh, edge of the box.
Let's see a direct shot.
So down over it. And here's Ollelito with Ruud Gullit, who goes for it! And for a second, I wasn't sure where that was going to end up. It didn't look like the most powerful shot.
It looked like a pass back, didn't it? But
yeah, you got me excited for that one.
When he started lining it up, I thought, surely not.
Diogo in control, Jarzinho. Back in control. FNATIC. Can they break down this team? Is there a way round? Vivian. Ollelito. Misplaced pass there. Referee goes back for an advantage and it goes into the book. Safe to say the ref's been pretty card happy across this grand final. I still remember like it was yesterday when we heard that Ollelito and Levi would be teaming up in the 2v2 team. There was always that aura around them of what they could achieve. They came close last year, but they were just missing a few pieces of the puzzle.
I think having those sort of setbacks has helped them in the long run. Knowing that we are good, we are really, really solid players. And I seem to remember when they lost at the Club World Cup, Ollelito was sort of taking the blame on himself, and Levi went, "We'd lose as a team." And I can guarantee you in 30 minutes they will be winning as a team as well, if the scoreline stays as it is.
30 minutes of superb defending. This wave of pressure will continue to come again and again and again from FNATIC. Run trigger there by Gullit. Someone else is back around the box, and that's Virgil van Dijk.
Will FNATIC get a sniff?
Just a goal. A goal can cause havoc. Mentally.
There'll be shockwaves in that Team Holt Ninja in Pyjamas defence.
They've dealt with it so well. Into the pause.
It's time to go.
25 minutes left to play here.
It's time to throw bodies. It's time to go for it. We're going to see changes being made there. Renzo having a word with his players as well. One of the smartest brains in the game from that coaching perspective. And
in the shortest way, Rich, he was teammates with Levi, wasn't he? Played for Vitesse in the Eredivisie, and then just turned around and decided and went, look,
I'm better in this coach role.
Yeah, I want to go into the coach role, and he's seen the longer view round. Well, I said that Richard got me excited for this this free kick. This is Richard's reaction.
I thought there were a chance.
Got me excited there, and then I think in hindsight, if we see it back on the replay, the actual free kick,
He went straight to the keeper's hand.
There wasn't that much power on it, was it?
Do you know what it was? The trajectory.
Yeah.
I was behind the ball.
Especially free kicks is your
I saw it going up and over.
Anything can happen this year from a free kick. 25 minutes left to play. Is there a way back for FNATIC, or is there a killer blow to come from TG.NIP, which would be the winning goal, the championship moment? And Kunku comes on, Rich. Any more on the changes that FNATIC made?
Yeah, I mean, and Kunku just gives you that extra level of attacking intent, the 5-star, 5-star. Great pace, good all-round stats. If a chance falls to him, you expect him to score. It looks like a change of system as well.
This is nice. Tekkz. Even better defended from Levi. Battle in the midfield as FNATIC, no doubt, are putting it through at the back into use. Around there, off the bench as well. That foot here over Saudi Arabian. What's that back post? Could be a gift. Ollelito! That could be game, set, match. Championship point.
Is it wrapped up? 3-goal advantage. With 16 minutes left to play. Is the EA Sports Cup got a bow on it with some navy and yellow tassels coming off it? Is it going home? With Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas, they are ever so close.
I mean, Rich, 3 goals.
What did we say at the top of the game? What did we say? If FNATIC don't score, this lens, they have to score early to put this game plan that they wanted to do completely out of the picture. Whenever they've got the ability to play, not necessarily defensively, but not have any real advantage of just scoring and scoring and scoring, the game goes late. The counter-attacks open up. How many times have we seen it? Very rarely, very, very rarely, does the team in the losing position come back. A lot of the time, this happens. The game stretches, it opens up.
I mean, look at the games, yeah. Look at the games on Monday and today.
And the team that is in that winner's advantage and that winning position goes on to win the series.
And also, I think you're so right. There were so many moments last year that both the teams got knocked out in tournaments. You know, look at the run that Ollelito had with Sweden, coming that close in the E-Nations, a week after playing in the E-Club and being knocked out there. It's in a top 4 again as well. And there were so many questions. What are we missing? What are we missing to our game? What are we missing to this team? Months on, a new game came out and a new tournament emerged. The team stayed the same. The hunger stayed the same. And everybody that been behind this Team Hullet NIP roster, the investment made into coaches and staff, boot camps in the Netherlands. And if you didn't already know, it's their birthday today. 5 years founded.
Not a bad birthday, is it?
Not a bad birthday treat, is it? Ronaldinho across to Levi de Weerd. There you go. If it wasn't done already, now it is. Happy birthday, Team Hullet Ninjas in pyjamas.
Consistency is king in FIFA esports. The most consistent team, the team that is unbeaten in this entire tournament through 8 weeks of groups, through 2 knockout games and into a grand final. They have not suffered defeat one time. And tonight they will be taking home $50,000.
First 2v2 trophy as a team as well. FNATIC had to go for the game. That's why the chances are open now. That's why the extra goals are going in now. They had to go for the game. And I can assure you, for weeks and months, we'll talk about that first leg and that red card and how it changed the game. But more importantly, how TG.NIP just kept their cool, kept their composure.
The history books will say one thing, and that is a TG.NIP victory. First major of the year going to Team Hullet Ninjas in Pyjamas, Ollelito, Levi de Weerd.
And all that work, all that commitment. As we said, if you didn't hear, Ollelito flew over to Amsterdam from Sweden early last week. They were boot camping. And although they can't be here right now, I can assure you there'll be lots of happy faces in the Netherlands.
Absolutely.
So they deserve it. They've been a factory of talent.
We talked about Levi de Weerd with the performances that he had online, and this game is over. Let's start hyping it up. We'll talk about Levi de Weerd and the performances online. This is the first real flag in the ground of a major LAN event for Ollelito. What a 3 to 4 years this man has had, from major wins to World Cup Grand Final opportunities. Another accolade to add to his resume.
Well, he's been a FUT Champions Cup winner. He's represented multiple teams all around the world. Now they have their moment. TG.NIP EA Sports Cup champions.